Peter, boom. Okay. So now I should be recording. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the week of 11. That sounds right. Week 11 or week 10. And we're going to be going over everybody's coursework. And we will start with Kenny and Mercy, aka Monkey See, Monkey Dance. Let me switch over to Keyring or Monkey See, Monkey Dance. And discard this. Discard that. And I think I should be able to pull origin and it shouldn't complain. Dang it, it always complains. Discard. 5 changes. Let's check out that history. All right. Okay, so we have a trail effect. We have monkey health bar and stuff. Okay. Got some monk going down. Is Mercy here or no? No. Okay. It's unusual. Unity hub and monkey. There it is. Well, as we wait for this, how are you all doing?
I'm still kind of fatigued and out of it. I got my shot Tuesday.
I wonder if I should be concerned. I'm getting my shot next Thursday.
It just hurts and you feel tired. That's all. You should be concerned if you have a bad needle phobia like me, because I got worked up and I was car sick on the way home.
Oh, I am in VA. I signed up. Well, they just opened it up to the next group of people. I can give you the links and stuff. I'm also considered a professor, which increases my my standing. But I believe you should have been able to sign up already. I think anyone can sign up. Yeah, Fairfax. Vaccinate. Oop, I saw it in my history. Yeah. There you go. Aaron Loudon, I was in Lexington the other day. Okay, is it open yet? Still opening. My wife got very sick after the second shot. She got like 101 fever and stuff.
Yeah, I heard the second one messes you up.
Oh, did you actually get the lighting working? I see a light there. Oh no, that's just a okay. Okay, yeah, I was like, oh, do you actually? There is a way to get like sprite work lighting, and I've never experimented with it. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play and just see. This is me like reviewing the game. Get ready. I'm just gonna say a bunch of things. I see. Wait, oh, does the option screen left on? Whoops. So let's go to my start screens here and see what's going on. I assume that that's just because the menu controller canvas has this left on. Whoops. Boink. Monkey See, Monkey Dance. Let's take a look-see. None of the buttons appear to be working. Or, oh, the options one. There might be a collider or something over here-ish that's preventing me from hitting stuff. Unless that's just not a button yet. Player name and stuff. I don't know if that's supposed to be here. Okay, cool. Just make sure that that's working. No worries. Because I've seen it work in the past. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, I can't hit the start button either. Let's take a look here. If I go back after not hitting a bunch of buttons, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, this stuff isn't working. Maybe check out what's going on in your prefab. But I assume start game would take me to a play club screen. Oh. Is that all these? Yes. What if play screen, don't save. What if that menu is not supposed to, or excuse me, start screen. I think we, see start menu controller shouldn't be there. It was on top of start canvas. Okay, and that was probably blocking my clicks. I bet menu controller shouldn't be in the scene. Oh, I'm a liar. But that's definitely not supposed to be there, right? I would assume that's not supposed to be there. On click, oh, it does say to do stuff. There is a game manager. Okay, yeah, I'll let you mess with it. I guess I also see there's no event system. Aha. So an event system is required for inputs to work. So maybe because there's no event system. Aha. Okay, yep, so that's what happened. So the option screen, okay, now everything's working again. Don't have menu controller here. Menu controller is appears to be a prefab that's intended for the main game. So maybe it's more like play menu controller. And then your start menu canvas would be its own prefab. So let's go to prefabs. I'll drag this in here, start menu canvas. And then I can call this one play menu controller. Boom. I can call this one start menu controller. Boom. And this has two menu controllers on it, which is probably problematic. Get out of here. Which means that you're editing things in, yes, there's many differences here than there are on the prefab. So make sure you go through and see what's going on there. Because either you need to hit the apply all if you want this to be applied to the prefab, or revert all if you don't. Yeah, that's something you'll need to review. Then let's pop over to the start scene, and I'll hit start, and we'll see where we're going from there. Oh, these monkeys need to move up and down. Okay. Okay, so we got some animation going down. Okay, and I can click on a monkey. Back. And that would like trigger the fight scene. I see shop. It looks like, did you fix all the textures here that I was complaining about? I think you did. Is that set to repeating? You can actually set it to tiled. You only need a small segment of a repeating texture, and then you set it to tiled, and it'll stretch across the whole thing. That way, oh, it might actually be filled. No, I think it's tiled. But you can have things set up. Oh yeah, it is tiled. See how it's tiling? You can set up things to repeat. See how I'm just setting 5, 10, and I can make it as dense as I want, 100. Now there's a bunch. So this is a mobile thing. For mobile, you do want your textures to be as small as possible for efficiency, because on a phone or whatever, you want to reduce the amount of size that your install is, and that it takes to like decompress files and show them at runtime. So you do want this to be, because it's clearly a repeating texture, might as well make it like a 64 by 64 or whatever repeating texture, maybe 128 by 128, however much you need for that repetition. And then you can put it on whatever canvas you want and then just set it to repeating. Boom. Okay, so let's keep going. And I don't expect these to do anything yet, but cool. You got your shop in place. Looks like somehow I clicked on something. I bet it was because I was clicked on something during the pause, and it probably like keeps listening for the clicks. Let's hit start. That doesn't yet take me to, options button doesn't work either. Take a note of that. So if I go to the next scene, which was club screen, don't save. Oh no, actually it's play screen, right? So let's go in here. And this would this be the fight scene? Because there's start, club, and then stationary, or and then play screen. I don't know why it says stationary in the center, but it made me read it. So where is that line renderer that you were? It might be because like different scenes and stuff were working at the same time. So where was that line renderer that you were messing with? Is it in here that I can look at and give some guidance on? Yeah, no, a separate object. Okay, so let's. Would it be, which scene would it be in? Let me just check GitHub to see if your push a trail effect. Oh, well, I can't reverse engineer. Looks like it might be in club scene. Oh, there's trail prefab. Boom. Oh, trail is a line renderer, meaning that you need to tell it where to go to and from. And what is the goal of this line renderer? Is it like going to follow my mouse or something, or? You think you're messing a lot? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Club scene. So basically, a line renderer is told a width to taper to, or it could remain full like that, and then has a start and end point where are the points positions. Since it is 0, 0, 1, it could go out and out and out. You'd probably want a different material on it. Like if I just make it default line, that way I can see the whole thing. And so as I move this around, it's going to stay. Those numbers are relative to itself, I believe, unless it is world space. No, it's relative to itself. It's going to do that. However, if you alternatively had a trail renderer, Oh, are you having it follow the cursor? Is that your goal? There, keep in mind there is no cursor when you're on a touchscreen. You know what I mean? So while it might be a neat effect and it might be useful to know, it will not probably be relevant. Yeah, see, there it goes. Okay, so I need to make it last less time. And that way, you know, it'll follow the trail. Maybe even make it less, 0.1. And then make its end width different from its. And now when I move it around, this is probably more what you're looking for. From 0.5. That's probably more what you're looking for. So yeah, experiment with Trail Renderer. I don't know how useful this would be to you because this is, if it's going to follow the mouse cursor, there is no mouse cursor on mobile. But if there are other ways you could use the Trail Renderer, feel free to experiment. Or if it's like you're working on other projects and you want to learn about how to do it a little more, feel free to do it. Or if you want to have a PC version of the game, you know, which we kind of are doing, then that's fine too. You know, if you want to have some extra flourish on the PC version. But yeah, so that's that would be my recommendation, is experiment with the Trail Renderer instead. The combat system, I'm going to pull you on the side, either after class or we mostly just wanted it so then the players. So, okay, so that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I'm down for that. That totally makes sense. Do that. Then you're good. I thought it was just like, oh, and I'm moving my mouse around on the screen. But that's when you're clicking and dragging. Click and drag for sure. That could be both touch or mouse, don't matter. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Total sense. Then I take back everything I said. I'll eat a sock and do what you and go ahead with it. It's cool. Okay, so I'll pull you on the side later to talk about the combat system because that is a deep issue. And that will be probably an hour or 2 hour session that we do together. It can count as your lab. That'll be fine. Okay, so let's, do you have any other pressing questions about like, oh, I'm seeing weird things happen on the screen and I need help with it? I'm happy to look at any of those. Right now, my general feeling is I'd really like to see the general combat system there, but we gotta get there. The art's looking really nice. It looks like there's some prefab issues with the menus, and we really need to make sure that the prefabs are set up properly. So for example, a recommendation I'd give is I noticed if I go to my start screen and I go to the buttons inside the menu, I thought I saved that change. I go to the buttons inside the menu. And I need to get the event system into the scene. Boom. And I go to this button. I notice this button talks directly to the game manager. The button should actually talk to the start menu canvas. Like there should be a controller on the canvas, just like menu controller has a menu controller. The button should report up to the start menu canvas, and then the start menu canvas can just say game manager.instance.do the thing. It shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to be tied to the game manager inside the prefab, because the prefab should be able to kind of do its own thing. It shouldn't, because when you go into the prefab itself, if I double click in here, then all those controls will be gone. And then you'd have to like reset it up anytime you put it in the scene. Though I can't prove it right now because I don't have the buttons in front of me. Yeah, sure. Yep, and I'm happy to sit with you and do that. It's just I don't know if I want to sit and do a bunch of UI stuff when I'm trying to get through a bunch of classes. But I am happy to help you, of course. Cool. Well, now I'm going to worry about it. Don't tell me not to worry about it. Okay, so cool. Let's go to the next project. Let's hit save. Close. Don't save. Oh wait, dang it. I hit save already. Shucks. Well, anyway. It's all recorded, so it's all good. Who's next? The first one to show an emoji is next. Lexi, you win.
Oh wait, actually, maybe if a team needs more help, maybe actually let them go first.
All right, I'll give another 5 seconds. Emoji up. Melissa, let's do it. Group 1.
Honestly, last week went pretty smoothly, but the week before, I was talking about it too with you last night. The options screen was.
Yeah, given some.
I know M needs help with getting GitHub for Unity to work.
Yeah, I'd rather do that in a separate call.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
It involves sharing my screen.
Sure. Yep, I get it.
And it will take a while because I'm a little confused. That's all.
Yep. Yep. I get student privacy. That's totally cool. We can arrange something today where we get that problem solved. So are you like looking at this screen and you type something in here and then commit to master doesn't show up?
I'm using it. I have.
Or are you using the one inside of Unity?
Yes.
Are you dark theme or light theme in Unity?
Dark theme, but the button's just not there.
Yes.
It's just
Unity's
not visible.
GitHub setup is a little weird, and that's why I usually break out into this because it's very annoying. I heard a message. Let me check. It's not.
Yeah, I just don't know how. So
cool. Yep. We'll check that out. We'll see what's going on. The GitHub plugin for Unity was not designed for dark theme, and it makes everything like hard to interact with. I've been noticing that, which is weird because dark theme is the one you pay for. That's the pro theme. So like, why would they make it work worse on the paid version? Anyway, okay. So, oh, I was looking at. I got latest, right? I already got latest. Okay, so now I can. Rockin Rhythm is group 1, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Rockin Rhythm. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I hear more messages. Let me make sure it's not my workplace on fire. Oh, it's not. Okay, we're fine. Cool. Everybody take a 2-minute break. I'm going to get coffee. While this, oh wait, is it going to open fast? Oh, dang. I lost. Never mind. Okay. So let's see where we're at. Main menu. And so I don't know how y'all were, if y'all have seen Rockin Rhythm's progress, but like all these buttons and stuff are interactable. Stage select has like a fully, oh, it's loading. Okay. I had done a YouTube section on how to do something like this. If any of you have level selects and you're like not quite sure how to go about it, this is how to do level select for a music game, but it might be useful to look at for whatever type of game you're doing because it shows like, oh, this is how you can segment out the levels you have and have like little information bits about them. Like, I might have it here. Like, I know I have, oh yes, so I have a song info object. And the song info object are each contained like this, where you can type out like what they are and all that type of thing. And then you like slide them into lists. So each of these buttons knows that it is, my song is Baby Shark, and Baby Shark has this information. It's 30 seconds long, and it plays this song. It has this artist. You could also have like a sprite so that when you click on it, maybe you could update the sprite here. But okay, so we click on Baby Shark Redux or whatever it is. Click on easy and let's go. Boom. So the pause screen has this type of art on it. Cool. Okay, and we got some basic setup. And I can walk you through integrating the tutorial that I did the other week, which was the sound effects and music into this one. Cool. Pause. Let's go back to select. Back. And options is what you were thinking about. Okay, so Melissa, what specifically are we trying to get at with this option screen, and what are you having trouble with?
Okay, so if you'll, I want to have a kind of a similar setup to that I set up in the pause screen.
Oh, yes. Okay. So if I go
Where,
to boom, 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 boom. So here's our pause screen.
Yeah, we're kind of like, it's still not quite right on the pause screen, but at least it's functional where it's, you know, you have the label and then the slider next to it.
Yes. So
but I can't seem to get that to, because of how I guess because of how options was set up to try and get that slant.
Yeah, so you want the text on the left and the scroll bar on the right. Is that basically the issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and as I mentioned last night, when I tried to like mess with it, it just breaks every time I try and fix it.
It's just story of my life. Let's pop in. Let's check it out.
Right, you're going to the prefab.
Yeah. So here we are.
Okay.
And I noticed that it doesn't have the text and stuff, probably because you were working on it in the scene, which is fine. Scene options. Boom. So I see that you're trying to add text and like make it work, and it just wasn't. So let's make it work. If I hit the overrides, I'll probably see that you added a music._txt, which is probably this one, and a slider region, which is, I'll hit revert all, since you didn't really add much, right? You just added these two things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just hit revert. Boom. And let's pop over to the prefab itself. Boom. And let's make this work. All right, so for those who aren't involved in this particular project, this was a difficult UI to set up because there are slanted edges, but we're also trying to be mindful of screen resolutions. So we don't want it to get stretchy as different, where is this button? So we don't want it to get stretchy as different sizes of screen and all that are set up. So we actually made it so that no matter what the size of the button ends up being, you'll notice that it actually always kind of looks good. You know, it doesn't get all weird and stretchy. And you can change the stretchy factor based on the pixels per unit multiplier, just like what I've shown in some other things. This is what says, okay, Unity, this texture, when you're applying it to the screen, use these pixel to resolution rules. So if I make it 2, it'll get more slanty. If I make it 8, it'll get less slanty. I think I had it at 4. And you can make them all consistent so you can get the nice like slant effect. All right, so now we have the challenge of we have a slider, but we want there to be text, and we want there to be the slider to the right of it. So I'm thinking, how do I want to do it? I know that I probably want some type of like container for it. So like content container. I probably don't want it to go to the edges because I don't want the text ever accidentally go over the slant. So I'll make it take up the full space. And since I'm in a specific texture setup, I'm hearing a lot of messages filled up. Let me just make sure that's fine. Discord. I think everything's fine. I think we're fine. There's like a PC support group that people spam. Okay. Okay, so here we are. We've got our content container. The content container takes up the full span, but I wanted to, I believe it's 210 pixels on the left and right. I believe that's what I did. Oh gosh, I'm way off. Oh, it was, I think it was, but divided by 4. Yeah. Because it's pixels per unit multiplier was 4. So I know the texture had 210 pixels from the slant to like the repeating part. But since it's a pixels per multiplier 4, it's 210 divided by 4. So 42 pixels on the one end, 42 pixels on the other end. And it looks like I was a little off, so I'll make it 45, 50, oh gosh, 60. Okay, cool. That way I know that I'll never be in there. And now all my items can go inside of here. All right, so now I can do something like, I could make it a horizontal layout group that makes the text on the left and the other thing on the right. But let me see if I can get away with just putting the slider in there. And let's think about this. I know I want the slider on the left and the text on the right. So what if I made the anchor on the X, the far left, so over here, but I made its pivot on its far right. So what if I go 0, 0? Okay, so now it's on the far right and it's like pivoted like that. And so now what if I make the width, I never know exactly. Okay, so like what if I made it like 250 pixels? And as another reminder, just as a reminder, I'm able to do pixel stuff because the canvas itself is set to scale with screen size, not with constant pixel size. So no matter what my resolution is, it will kind of try to scale to it based on some basis. So I believe this is like an iPhone 10 or something. Actually looks smaller than an iPhone 10 resolution, but whatever it is, that's the one that we decided we're going to scale everything to. Okay, so I made that about 600 or 250 pixels. And the other thing I can put on the right. So let's right click this and I'll add a text. That text I will set to the pivot on the left side of itself, and I'll make its anchor on the right side of the screen. Oop, did not mean to do that. On the right side of the screen, the Y pivots are still perfectly in the middle. And if I set the pos X to 0, now it's on the left. In a perfect world, the slider that was designed by Unity would be percentage based as well. Like it should be able to do anything I want. So I'd rather be able to say go from 0.5 to 0 and then 0 this stuff out. And then go from like 0.2 to 0.7 and 0 that stuff out. We'll see if it even works. It might. Am I bad math here? Oh, 0 to 0.5. Not 0.5 to 0. Yeah, and like see how like it does this stuff? I'm not a fan of that. But let's, oh, and I want it to go from 0.5 to 1. I almost did the opposite thing again. And if I did it like this, I'm going to experiment like this just because I got the time. Because that way I can know that my text should be, if I go here, I can say go from 0 to 0.5. Oh, I said 0.6, my B, 0 to 0.5. And then I can like make it right aligned and centered. So then now it can be like right next to it and with a right offset of a little breathing room, boom. And its height can be the same, 0.2 to 0.7. Is that what I said? That feels right. Boom, best fit. And then I can say like what, music volume or something. And like, I like that method more, even though it makes the slider look a little weird, because then I know specifically like where to put things and I can make things aligned properly and all that kind of fun stuff. Does that? Now I can pop over to this, and really the only problem is the slider itself. So let's look at that handle. I see its pivot's a little weird. So if its width is 20, well, I mean, actually not terrible, but interesting. It like broke it. It's funny. Unity, what are you doing? If I turn off and turn on, there it is. Unity, am I right? So let's pop back over to the handle. So I see the handle slide area is left 10. Okay, yeah, so it's trying to position it like that. And its anchors are from 0 to 1. Okay, so its anchors this whole thing. And then this thing gets pivoted on the left, wherever the beginning of that handle is. So now I'm going to try doing this one instead and make sure that it's a consistent 20 by 20 or 30 by 30, and that'll fix that problem. But admittedly, it's like weird, and Unity UI is a little weird. But does that answer your question, Melissa, of how you might go about doing this?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm not a great artist, but I do know my UI. So we've got the music volume, and then now we can mess with it. Now we could say, oh, well, actually, I like my region of the content container. Yeah, there it is. I'll call this txt underscore music volume. I'll call this slider underscore music. I guess the music volume would be more consistent. So now we've got these two things going on. I think you already had a custom font in this. No, I'm wrong. Nope. Okay. I was like, oh, I'll put it that custom font, but somebody had a custom font in one of the projects, but it wasn't this one. Okay, that's fine. And then now we have the breathing room where you can say like, oh, well, actually it looks a little, a little unbalanced. So instead of going to 1 on the X, which is the cutoff point here, because I have the container size just to this area. You could also say, I want it more like from 0.1 instead of 1.9. Boom. And then, oh God. Does it undo its values? It's funny. Let me turn this off and on again. Just make sure everything's okay. Everything's okay. Should have been more like this and then be a 30 by 30. So yeah, it looks like whenever something changes, the slider tries to change it back. I'll let you decide whether or not the percentage solution works or if the pixel placement solution works. The pixel placement will mean that the slider doesn't fight you a bit, but as you see that it's easy enough to solve. It's just annoying. So now if I hit play, can I? Oh, hey, look, that's fun. That's fun. Unity, am I right? So given the difficulties of this and how annoying it appears to be, let's hit undo until we get back to the pixel placement. Come on. Come on. Come on. Almost there. And there. Okay. We'll get back to here. And we'll do this the other way because Unity looks like it's going to fight us every step of the way because they're sliding. I usually make my own custom slider because the Unity slider is a little annoying, as you've seen. That's why I'm like, eh. So the other trick I can do You could do it like this. You could say, okay, the text field, I know that I have some consistent text sizes, so I can actually just say the width is a certain amount, boom, 230-ish. And then say you're right aligned, boom, center aligned, boom, and call it a day. I could do that. Why not? I'm just sure that you realize I appreciate the percentage base more because then it's more flexible, but it is what it is, and we're at where we're at. Boom, boom, and best fit. Boom, music volume. Boom, slider is going to be named slider underscore music vol. This one's going to be called text underscore music vol. Should have just made my own slider. That'd show them. And now, cool, it works. Boom, boom, boom. And then if you want it to be like notched, you can click on the slider and say whole numbers. And your max value is like 10. And that way, when I slide it, oh, am I wrong? Oh, maybe because I'm changing the prefab and not the main object. Oh yeah, I was changing the prefab. Interesting. Let's see if it works now. Yeah, now see how it's like notched. Depends on your style, what you want to do. I usually do the 0 to 1 and make it whole and make it continuous. Okay, so now I can just duplicate this thing. I'll hit Control C. I'll open this up and delete that and just paste. Boom. And size it to the other one. Boom, 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 boom. And since it's going to the left, oh, yeah, I need to put this was like 60 or something, right? 60 and 60. Oop, not bottom, left. 60 and 60. And instead of music volume, this was this SFX?
Yep.
Cool. And this was SFX volume, boom. And then what was the last element? What is this supposed to be?
I don't think it really has this. I think
Okay.
in like the layout I put like maybe an option for turning off visual effects, but we don't even have visual effects yet, so it's more of a hypothetical than a planned for now.
Okay, well, I'm happy with these two. I'll go to the text here and just make sure it says SFX volume. Boom. And I'll call this one nebulous toggle. And if you sort something out to do with it, cool. Otherwise, you can just turn it off and call it a day. Is that this one? I think it's this one, yeah. Boom, boom. Cool, cool. All right. Well, do you have other questions, other difficulties you've encountered on any of the UI or design type of stuff you were working on this week that I can give input on?
Just a quick question of how did you set up that slant again?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's weird stuff. So basically, the menu list takes up this region, right? And we have, I believe it's a vertical layout group, so it automatically puts everything in a row. So we have that part done. Then we need to offset each element according to some slant amount, like how much offset do you need to make the slants look like they're in line. So I believe each of these have a size like 600 by 80. And since I have a consistent size for each one of these, they're regions, not the buttons themselves, so that I can offset the buttons based on the based on where they are in the layout group. So I know this is 0, that's 1, that's 2. So they're all consistent sizes.
Okay.
And then the button inside of them, the container image, I call it, which, oh, because they're not really buttons. They're just images in this case. In the other screen,
your
they're
sound
actual
went
buttons.
out.
Oh, is it still out?
No, I can hear you now.
Interessante. I was saying, technically, these aren't buttons because the buttons were in the other screen, but it's still the same idea where you have an image that is inside. It has a 600 and an 80 size, just like the parent object. But the difference is each one of these objects is going to have an offset. And I know that, you remember how I said I was doing the mess around and I saw, 63-ish pixels. So
yeah, I'm remembering this now.
Yeah, so that one goes to the right 63 pixels. The middle one, I believe, was at 0. Let me double check here, crazy check myself. Container image. Oh, I should have probably put that inside. Is this the... Oh, I must have copy pasted in the wrong spot. Boom. Okay. That's why. Okay. So the container image got pushed over 63 pixels. This one got pushed over 0 because it's in the middle. And then the other one is probably negative 63 pixels. Boom. And that's how I did it. Oh, and I guess we should mention that the image itself is a sliced image where I slice the left and the right to say these are the edges so that I can like make the thing any size I want. It doesn't have to be specifically 1,887 pixels by 356 or whatever. It doesn't have to specifically be that size for this effect to work because I've sliced it. And really all this really needed to be was like a 64 pixel image where it could have just been a square that goes to like here, where it has the slant on one side and the slant on the other side and a little bit of white space in between. I don't need all this texture space. So technically we could have saved a lot of room on the hard drive of your phone when this gets installed by having a much smaller image because we're just slicing it up and using parts of it. This is fine though, I'm not too worried about it. I get that this is all new. But I did see that Christy did slice the slider stuff this week, so we can work with that. Which I think I already did in one spot. Let me check there's like an art folder, right? UI assets, menus, gameplay. Oh yeah, here it is. So while I'm here, we can look at these sliders. And since we have a repeating image for both things, I can take the background is this gray and the fill area is the white. So let me move up my value. This part is the fill area. So if I turn that off, boom. So let's go to the background and I can actually put the background square texture on it and specify that it's sliced. And it just works. Even though that's a square image, it's able to stretch this thing across and be good. The other one, so if I go to fill area, maybe that's purple. I don't know. Get that fill image. Boom. And then get the slider handle. And I'll put the BG on it just for fun and then color it something else like that purple. That's why it's better to have like a white base so that you can make everything whatever colors you want. Because now I'm multiplying over gray instead of white, which makes the color a little offset. But hey, now you've got like a custom slider, whatever it is you want. And then if you want it to be more rounded, I don't know if she gave me a rounded. No, it doesn't look like she gave me a rounded texture, but the pixel units per multiplier or whatever makes things more or less rounded over time. So if I go to the background and then look on the right side, 0.2. As you see, that changes the multiplication of the stuff inside of it. And you'll notice these chunkies. You see that? Like all this like lack of detail.
Mm-hmm.
That is because I'm saying this for Christy's sake if she reviews this video. That is because if I go to my sprite editor, you'll notice that that is caked and baked, not caked, that is baked into the image. And that is because it was saved as a JPEG, not as a PNG. A JPEG has what they call a lossy compression algorithm, where you lose detail when it's saved. That is fine for natural images like pictures of outside, because the artifacting is harder to notice. But when you have specific hard edges and hard colors, like what was in a computer image, like a texture that you'd use in a game, JPEGs are much less good at retaining that detail. So the lossy compression algorithms are not good for game art. So that's why I'd recommend, instead of saving this as a PNG, to save it as a PNG, which has no loss. And then additionally, setting it instead of bilinear to point if you're still having some detail issues. The point setup, let's see if that even, see how that like makes things a lot sharper. That would be better if it were a JPEG in the first place. However, or a ping in the first place, PNG. But yeah, that is my input on the art, is to make sure that they are saved out as PNGs for exporting sake. It makes things much sharper and much easier to work with. Like if I click on this this slanted element, where is it? Boom. That is a PNG, and see how sharp it looks. If it were a JPEG, you'd probably have some like weird stuff going along the edges, where it'd be trying, because it's trying to like blend between, well, JPEGs don't support transparency in the first place. So that's your other problem. That's the other reason you want to do PNGs. But I'm sure everybody already knew that part, is that JPEGs don't support transparency. Anyway, okay. Boom, that's my feedback.
All right.
And Em, I'm happy to sit on the side and help you with
All right.
the GitHub stuff.
Yeah, later, please.
Yes, of course. And we'll do that. We'll make sure that you're set up and good to go. Cool. All right. So I will close out of here. I will save. And I'll push that to GitHub so that you all have it. Isn't that nice, students, to have GitHub, and then like your professor can do stuff and then just be like, all right, it's done. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. UI slider fixes on options screen. Let me just read over these. I don't. Okay, so Emma, it looks like you plopped in a Unity package that I should import.
Yeah, if you want. I had.
Were you trying to do that and then you couldn't push it to GitHub?
Yeah. Also, I realized I woke up this morning. I was like, oh shit, I didn't do it with the the canvas. I didn't
Okay.
push to it, and I kind of feel
So that
like an
package
idiot
probably
over it.
so that package probably isn't what we want anyway.
Yeah. So.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay, so I updated that canvas prefab, and we can see everything that changed. I updated the scene, and I updated that. No, I actually don't know what the filter mode would mean in the context of the BG square. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but I'll push it. Why not? Here you go. Who's next? Who's here? Because I'll probably do people who aren't here. Oh, I see Shaw. Was that implying you'd like me to look at your thing next? Which is Cloverleaf, right? And I think I saw Angel, right? Yeah, Angel's here. Oh, and Devin. Okay, they are here. Yeah, let's look at that. 5-minute coffee break, and then we'll pick up with, I believe that's the last group who's here. Is that correct, or am I not correct?
What do you mean by like last group?
Did I go over everybody's except for Cloverleaf, or did I miss somebody? I could have.
Cloverleaf and us, but like I'll go first because
Oh, okay, yeah,
because
Cloverleaf
we're more hardball and gameplay wise.
and Curing Rush. Okay, I will go over both of those, and let's do a coffee break, and then I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh man, that moment when you finally get the grind size right for your bean, so that your espresso machine makes like the perfect crema. Good stuff. Anyway, I'm back. What was I doing? Cloverleaf, which is in here on week 10, which is homework 9. Oh, I'm dying inside. Okay. Boom. Ooh, extras.zip. Okay, let's extract that here. Boom. Extract this here. And open up this text. Oop, isn't that how I open it? First matching levels playable. Oh, nice. You got the matching in. Ooh, extra art for power-ups. Okay. I'm gonna be brutal. Here I go. No, I'm kidding. It all sucks. Y'all hear me, right?
I can hear this fine.
Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
cool.
you.
I was like, I feel like I'm talking to a void. Okay, so we've got more art. I feel like I saw the heart before. Oh no, I saw the heart as a UI element on the top center. I didn't see it as a card. Got it. Okay. Honestly, now that I think about it, it'd probably make more sense to have the card and the icon in the card as separate texture, so that you only need that outside texture once. But I'm not going to overcomplicate it. This is fine. Did that make sense? I almost said Anjanette again. Again. Ugh. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Basically, so you could like slice the background card image and then like put it on. It's fine. This is good. This is good. It all looks super cute. I like little ghost boy. He's pissed. He's like Kirby, where you like he's happy, but then he's also pissed. Are these like the runes that you collect to get the familiar? The familiar shards. Lightning bolt will always be together. Okay, cool. All right, that looks good. And now let's open the project. Oh, there. Select. How's this class been for everybody? Is it not too torturous? Or against my desperation to make Unity like tolerable? Is it still intolerable?
I just make dumb little mistakes in my code, so that's my issue.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been working in it for 20 years and I still make dumb mistakes in code. So don't worry, that'll never stop. That'll never stop. Sometimes I'll be stuck a week and then I'll like send Amazon a very terse message about like why something's not working, and then they'll be like, oh, there's a checkbox like right there. Did you hit it? And then I'll be like, no, whatever. Unity doesn't make you cry anymore, so there's that. They gave you 2 classes where you had to develop 2 separate games. Oh, at the same time? Or is it like one term and then the next?
Oh, the other one's also this semester.
Which one's better, my class or his class? Or their class?
Well, in the other class, we get to use Unreal, so.
I offered Unreal. I said if you want to use Unreal, you can use it. Because I work more in Unreal now. I'm actually better at Unreal than I am at Unity at the moment. But Unreal, when you want to do things, you often have to resort to C++ programming, which is less fun than Unity programming. But in general, you can do everything through blueprints, which is nice. All right, so let's check it out. I'll start with start screen. What is Cloverleaf menu real? Just so I'm prepared for it when I see it.
It's the home base, basically, before
I
you
love
go
how
to the actual
huge.
matching.
I love how huge Unity makes it. It's like, because like UI, this is like fake. It's not, it doesn't actually exist in the scene. It's like this representation of what the UI will look like. Always funny to me. Where it's like the actual thing seen as like tiny. And a quick recommendation for the top and the bottom. You know how it's like being weird before, where like you're getting the cut off edges? for the skybox, or for the sky and the grass, I realized you could just make a repeating texture for the grass and a repeating texture for the sky, just like what I was talking about for the other stuff. And if I go to scene view here and I click on the sky, is that this here? If I turn that off, will I see the, that's flat, that's the flat one. So let me, boom, turn that off just to show us. And then the texture for the, where is it? It looks, oh, is it this? It's that, yeah. So, okay, so if I take this and I make it go to the full spread of the screen, boom, and I turn off preserve aspect, looks like crap, yes, but I can then say tiled, and it will then tile itself across the screen, though obviously I don't have, let me check. I'm a little colorblind. I don't see white, right? It's all the blue. So let's do filled. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, so you could create a repeating tiled image. But since we have so much blue and stuff, it's hard for me to get a feel for where it is. And also it's probably a mismatched resolution, 1153 by 2048, all that kinds of, but you could tile the image across the entirety of the screen. That would get you around having to have just one cloud or whatever, and then blue on the left and right. You could mess around with it like that, and it would be nice. I do have a small lecture on getting repeating image going. I'd have to like go in and look at this texture and see why it's not currently stretching, but it's also because it's not made to as a repeating image. So make yourself a little repeating image and it probably work. Probably good. I'm curious if I take my, this one, is it this one? Yeah, so I like take that and I make it really big. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, like it's trying to repeat from the bottom. So like we weren't getting the because the bottom half is all the blue space. But if I were to have, this isn't your project, so I feel comfortable messing around with it. So I'm gonna pop in, go to the sprite editor of this, and I'm just gonna pick the top section like that. Obviously you'd want your repeating texture to look a little different. Boom, apply. And now when I go here, where is it? Image, this one. How did that not work? Oh, I forgot to say multiple, not single, multiple. Sprite editor, apply. So I actually want this to be one sprite. I was doing it in a single sprite mode, which is actually setting up the slicing. I apologize for that. Apply, boom. And now that one image is here. This should be dead now, yep, because it doesn't know what it wants to be. Because it no longer has that original sprite reference. Boom, tiled, and now you see the clouds tiling. And I could make it even, I could make it like 2. If I make it like 5, you'll see a lot of clouds. So maybe that's what you want to do. I don't know. You know, I just make sure it's a good repeating texture for the clouds. I don't know why I forgot that existed. And you could do the same for the ground. You would separate the house and the stone path from the ground, and you make a repeating like mountain thing and have that stretch across the bottom. And then it'd be cute. It'd be real cute. And you'd have to like play with it a bit because you need repeating mountain at one part and then repeating grass at another part. It'd be cute. Whatever you want to do. Just a suggestion. That's fine. Okay, so I'll press play. Start. Mortal Kombat. Okay. Whoa. So let's go to Galaxy S9 landscape. Oh, let's go to, what is the resolution we're working with here? Oh, it is scaling with screen size. That's interesting. It's all those elements. Am I at a, oh, interesting. Oh. Let's do 16:9 portrait. I'll take your word for it. So maybe I need to do the aspect ratio. It'd be 9:16, right? Okay, cool. Yep, it looks like I need to sort out some stuff, but okay. I'll press play. I don't have those options because I don't have my build setting set to iOS or Android or whichever one it is. When you change those build settings, that's what gives you all the options. Now I wonder why it looked fine on the start screen, but it looked less fine on the screen. All right, so guide me. Button on bottom map for first level. Okay, boom. I also see the options, which it doesn't look like it can close.
Yeah, you can't close the options menu yet. For some reason, the button disappeared for home. We don't
Gotcha.
understand why. Just like how like the top and bottom, that's just stuff just randomly disappears.
All right, I'll have to look into that for y'all, but let's keep poking around. Start. Boom. This one?
Yep.
Boom. Oh, baby. Oh, I'm good. Oh, I think I saw stick. Didn't I see stick? I did. What?
Yeah, the thing is that I had to put in extra stuff, and the issue is that I put in like 2 sticks, and if
Oh,
you
so
don't
they're
match,
not matched. Yeah, they're not really
yeah,
matched,
yeah,
which is why you needed more art for that extras I saw.
yeah.
Wait, no, so we didn't need more art. It's just that I hadn't sent them the packaged extra cards. The trash
My memory's
matches are in the
horrible.
way of the player winning, so they are the difficulty. Like they will use up your moves, but they won't count towards your victory requirement. If that makes any sense.
Say that again.
So when you match a stick or a pebble,
Yeah.
it doesn't count towards your score and it doesn't count towards the victory, but it uses up your moves. So you've wasted 2 moves matching a stick, and now you have less moves to find the ingredients that you need.
Okay, so sticks and pebbles aren't wanted.
Sticks, pebbles, dead leaves, mischievous spirits are the trash matches that don't give you anything. Bonus are like the ingredient cards, the gold, the extra energy, extra life, and then familiar shards.
I feel like I'm going crazy because nothing matches.
Yeah, the issue that we're having that like I need to have a meeting with you about is moves and making sure that like matching like a stick doesn't go towards the score.
Sure. Lexi, does your group have to leave at 11? Just want to verify.
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I'm here all day.
I'm happy to look at your stuff, and I'm happy to help Cloverleaf. I just don't want to sacrifice, like, oh, you all have to go to work at 11 or something. I know who has to go to work. Somebody goes to work at 11. I just want to
Emily.
verify. Okay, so I will focus on this for a bit, and then we'll transition to, Curing Rush, and it shouldn't be any conflict if I start that around 11, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's totally chill.
Cool. All right, so let's groove. Okay, so there's a few things you want. You want turn limits, and we're having the matchy issue because, oh, nice. Because some of these objects, I'm curious why so do sticks never match with anything?
No, the two, so like there are 2 sets of sticks in there, and like one set of sticks matches with the other set of sticks.
I thought there was a stick up here other than this one. Because I feel like I've matched many sticks Where's the stick? Where's the stick? Do these ones match? No. Are they off screen? Oh. No, they're not off screen. Right? I feel like I've matched all these sticks and they're not actually triggering, no matter which sticks I match, like these ones.
They should work because they worked last night. It should only be 2 sets of sticks.
And how do the sticks match each other? It's okay, so I see a main card. Who defines the match?
It's like an array,
Yeah,
I believe. So
read
it's like a list back in Unity.
And the scene controller, where's the like master?
Main card, I believe. Like
Well, there's main card, and then there should be the thing that lays out all the cards. It's like not main. Is it scene controller? Oh yeah, it's scene controller. Okay. Scene controller 0011223344. Okay, cool. So it has its whole list of things and a list of images. And I assume you just repeated some images. No?
Yeah, I had to repeat some.
Oh yeah, so twig. Okay, so twig to twig. There's multiple twigs. Okay. So I'm just reading the code here. Goes through them all. Boom, boom, boom. How does it decide to match? I assume that each card number actually has its index. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, ID. Yes, it does. It has an ID, and you must set the ID. Change sprite from to this in the image. So let's look for change sprite in here. There it is. So you're setting it there. So what I'll do to troubleshoot this, if the second card is a check match, go to definition. I'm gonna stop playing this so. And what scene can I just open up right away?
Yeah, you can just open up any of the scenes.
As in, is it matching is the one that I want?
Yeah, it's the matching game.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to pop over here and let's troubleshoot it. Boop. So when a match occurs, which is now gone, where did my crazy? Not that one. Not that one. I love having 8,000 Visual Studios things open. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here it is. Check match. Debug.log comparing colon first reveal.id to second revealed.id. And so let's find out if they have the same ID. We should only see up to 14 elements. Goof troop, they'll always be together. Okay. And another suggestion I'd have is if you want like any sticks to match with any sticks, you could have just 12 or 10 or whatever elements, but then a max number of like I need 16 or 6 by 5, so I need 30, and then you have like filler cards you can put in, but they all have the same ID. That'd probably work too. But let's find out. So boom to boom, console, 10 to 9, 0 to 4, 2 to 2, awesome. Oh man, I'm good. 3 to 5 though. Oh, 5 to 5. Okay, good. I think I saw gold up here somewhere. Oh, more bubbles.
Which that's the other thing. We got to make sure that like when you hit the gold, you get gold back in the main menu.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's all very doable.
All right.
I'm looking for. Okay, there's a stick, and there's a stick. 11 to 9, right? 11 to 9. Where is the stick? There's a stick. 9 to 8. Okay, so this should go with that. Oh, it might be the other one. Okay. Oh, whoop. 9 to 6. Okay, so that one should match this one. 9 to 9, that confirmed. Wasn't it around here? 10, okay, so 11, 11, okay. Any more sticks? Any more sticks? There's Bub. 13 to 13, that matched. I think I saw one of those up here. Am I crazy? Oh, boom to boom. Boom to boom. I really should be paying attention to what I'm clicking. Okay. I'm just trying to find one where it fails. I don't know why I failed that one time. Because now it seems like it's working, right? Oh, 14 to 3. Interesting. So the solutions would be to either make them all unique cards or to have or to reprogram it a bit so that the card dealer works a little differently so that you can match any stick to any stick, right? It's all good. Oh, got that one. I feel like I saw another acorn somewhere. There's the acorn. As you can see, I have the memory of like pond scum. That's different. That's not the same one. Oh, okay. Oh, I did it. All right, so that one didn't have any bugs. So I'm going to leave this debug log in so that if you ever see that bug again, you can say, okay, what's going on? Or maybe I was crazy. Maybe I was just missing a stick somewhere. Maybe I was crazy. Okay, so let's do turn limits, right? Turn limits. So boom, we're in our scene controller and we can have public int turn limit, right? And the numbers, that's another problem. That is this is how you define what like number, like the 14th card in this array of images is this, right? So like, come on. Goof troop, they'll always be together. Yeah, so like number 14 here corresponds to this 14th element in the array. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we have int numbers. Images. Okay, so let's do the turn limit. I'll put that up here since it's a public int and it looks like they're separating public and private. And the term limit by default is like what, 10? Something like that? 30? So every turn limit, is it each time you flip a card or is it every time you, I think it's whenever you flip a card that counts as a turn. It's not every match you attempt counts as a turn. Every card you flip. So maybe it'd be longer than that. You can possibly, 30 times 2 is 60. So it needs to be at least 60 turns with maybe 70, like 10 fake-out turns. Okay. So let's go through here and card revealed. So every time a card revealed, that will be a turn. So let's do public, or it doesn't need to be public. Let's do void turn. I'm just thinking about this. How do I want to phrase it? It's basically whenever you do a turn, turn on turn taken. There, how about that? I mean, my headphone wires in the way. So on turn taken. on turn taken, we're going to take one away from our turns. Turn limit, public int turn limit, and then int turns remaining. This will be like a little private variable so that you can type this in, and then on start, we shuffle through all our cards, we do that, and then we'll have a void on turns reset, where we say our turns remaining is equal to our turn limit. I'll rename this to max turns. So turns remaining starts out at 60 or 70 or whatever I set it. So at the end of this, I'll run turn on turn reset. Boom. Whenever you take a turn, it will say take my turns remaining and subtract 1 from it. That's what minus minus means. It's the same as saying turns remaining is equal to turns remaining minus 1. Same difference. If turns remaining is greater than 0, that means that our game is still going. Else, that means our game is over. Right? So I could express it like this. I'll have also void refresh turn view. And does this already have a reference to, it doesn't. Do we have a menu here? Is that this thing up here? Where's that pause button? Is that a sprite? Oh no, it's in a canvas. Okay, so we have our canvas. And the scene controller is separate from the canvas. Basically, I want a UI element that represents the turns remaining. So I'm going in here. Is this, oh, is that like a 3D text somewhere? Oh, it's a 3D text. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to.
It shouldn't be. I don't know why it is.
Because that's what the tutorial wanted. I know for a fact that the tutorial you took did everything as 3D text.
Okay.
Yeah. And even when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't know why they would do that, but maybe because it's like an older developer who never used the older, as in they used the previous versions of Unity where like everything's 3D text and you didn't have a UI system. So maybe they're just used to doing everything like that. Or they had whatever reason they wanted to do to make things 3D text. Maybe it's just faster. So they weren't using the UI system. That's fine. But I am going to add my own UI in here. So create UI text. And I'm going to put it up at the top center, right? For the turns remaining, or like bottom center. Any preference?
I don't have a preference. I don't care.
All right, then I'm going to put it at the top. So help me get from 0.2 to some 0.4 to 0.6. Its pivot's going to be in the middle and on the top of itself, so that it should be like that. Oop. Oh yeah. No, 60 pixels. That's fine. And center yourself, and maybe it's like turns 10 or like 0, 0. And then I'll say size to fit, best fit. And I'll make the text white. Boom. I'll add a shadow or outline to it. Boom. Right, something like that. I don't know. Turns remaining 0, 0, and it'll just update every frame. And do we already have menu panels in here in our scripts from the? We don't. That's fine. The menu panels are from the lab, so I'm not like expecting it. It's just nice to have. So let's just do a C# script. Let's do play panel. Actually, I see a menu panel here. Does that have open and close? Open panel. Oh, yeah, you got it. Awesome. So play panel is going to be of type menu panel. Menu panel. Boom. So now the menu panel, this play panel can open, close just like anything else. And the only thing it's going to have is a reference to using Unity engine.ui, and he's going to have public text turn text, public void report update turns remaining with an integer. We're going to pass some integer along. And turn text will then be equal, dot text will be equal to turns remaining. The turns remaining? Oh no, just turns, colon, plus I dot toString. And I think I can type 0, 0 to make it in the format of having like 0, 1, 0, 2. So it looks nice. And if I do a /n like this, that goes to the next line. So it'll be turns next line 0, 0. Otherwise, it would look like, take your time. Otherwise, it would look like this. Oh, actually, it looks like it sorts it out itself. I would have expected with best fit that it wouldn't have. What do you know? Well, I'm a liar. If I turned off best fit, that might do it. And the /n would just make it do this. We just make it do that and go to the next line. But I guess with best fit, it just kind of sorts it out itself. That's kind of weird. I feel like I never knew that, but whatever. I'll just have that /n in there anyway, because that's how my brain works. And then scene controller can say, have a reference to the play panel, or I'll do the other way around. Play panel will have a reference to the scene controller public. And no, I'll do it like this. Public play panel. Play panel. So whenever a turn is taken, turns remaining -1, I can say play panel dot turn, update turns remaining to turns remaining. Oh, have a good day, Emily. Boom. And then we also want that to be up here on reset turns. Go to definition. Boom. Same thing there. So now if I go to here, Goof Troop, they'll always be together. I have to make sure that play panel is on here. I have to make sure that play panel knows what its text is. Cool. I'm going to name that text turn text, just so it's easier to see. I often also do txt underscore play, as you see what I did with that button. That should be turn. Turn that off and on to make sure it's the right one. It's the right one. I approve. I'm Justin and I approve this message. Okay, so we have scene controller. Scene controller needs to know who its play panel is. So let's drag over the canvas. Boom. Did I put that on the wrong object? Prefab game level. The canvas. Yeah, let's remove this. Let's put it on the canvas. I don't know if the game level will eventually also include the cards and all that. So let's put the panel on here. Play panel, boom. And let's put the text on. Text turns. Boom. Canvas placing. And then now on my scene controller, I'll put the canvas on there just because it makes more sense to have the menu panel be on the canvas itself, not on like a representation of the level. You might also want all this stuff to be inside the same prefab, but it's all good. I'm going to hit play. And we should see, I think it just works. Yeah, 70. Oh, I'm a liar. Oh, I know why. Because I never run the method. So there's the on turn taken. I need to run that whenever a card is revealed. If first revealed is null, then do that. Otherwise, then try to check the match. And in either case, whether I'm doing the first or the second flip, take a turn. Nice. And then you would need to set up having a game over screen, that type of thing. And once that scene is it, does that already exist?
What scene?
Like a game over screen, not necessarily a scene, but a screen of like game over or whatever.
I have a sketch of it. I
Okay.
can definitely refine that.
Yeah, sure. So work that into this canvas, make it invisible. And then on your place panel, you can
Like
say,
trigger it when
yeah, like,
it's the thing.
yeah, show game over screen or game end screen, because you'd show it if you've matched everything or if you ran out of turns and you just pass along, was it a success or was it a fail? And it would show like you win or you lose, but it'd still be the same screen. It just changed the text.
Would we be able to get together sometime next week
course.
to try and do the other like 6 levels, since you said that like we can just use the same like level thing?
Yeah. That'll be good. Show game over game success screen. Here it does something like that. And then here you'd show game over screen if you play panel dot play panel dot show game over screen. And then I don't know when you check to see if everything's done. On start, shuffle and score label and card revealed. If, okay, check the match, go boom. On check match. If, I wonder why they made it a coroutine. I wonder if they had like a, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it waits a second and then flips them back. Okay, that makes sense. So if you check the match and they are correct, then here we would check to see if there are any, what is a win condition? A win condition would be not just if you found all the matches on the screen, it would be if you found all the matches that you specifically wanted the player to find in this particular level. Is that right? It's like, I want you don't need to find everything, you just need to find 2 sticks.
Repeat that, my apologies.
So the win condition of a particular level is not to find all the matches. It is to find specific matches.
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I do for that. So we have the scene controller, and the scene controller has a set of numbers, right? I should probably make this procedural for you so you don't have to like, oh, whenever you add a card, you have to like add 15, 15. It's all good. But you could also have like a public int list. So there's an array and a list. The difference is an array has a set size. So like the array starts out and it's this size and it's always this size of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2. Or however many elements it is, like I guess it would be 28 or 30. I think 30 because it starts with 0.
Yeah,
it's always
30.
that size. Whereas with a list, it's a dynamic size. So it can start big and then get small. And that is why I think this would be a good way to have your win condition. So like target, I'm just looking around here, looking for target card indexes, IDs. And I need to remove this. And I can say equals new, boom. I can force that to be serialized. And now over here, sorry, I'm like programming your game for you. I can go over here and I should see target ID. So if you only needed a lavender, right? So I see that is number 0, 1, 2, 3. So I could say all I need is to find the lavender and I win. Or if I needed lavender and sundew, I can say 3 and 5. Cool. So now target card IDs, whenever I do a match, if the match is correct, not only do I add to the score, but I can ask if target card IDs dot contains the particular ID I'm looking for. So it can be either of them. I'll say first revealed dot ID. If it contains that one, then I can say target card IDs dot remove that ID, first revealed dot ID. So now if I had lavender in my target array, I can now remove it. So boom, okay, I found it, it's gone. I don't need to worry about it anymore. Now I can say if target card IDs dot length count is greater than or is equal to 0, that means I've won the game. So we can say play panel dot, dang it, it always tries to capitalize it. Play panel dot show game success screen. Oh. So now we have, all right, Kenny, have a good day. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for showing me your project. And I look forward to meeting with you later and sorting out any problems you have. Okay, so show game success screen can happen there after we found lavender and I already forgot. It was lavender and it was sundew, right? So let's just make it 1 because it doesn't matter if it's 2 things or 1 thing. I'll also add a debug log since we don't yet have those screens. Boom. So now when I press play, I should see either a success or a fail screen in my debug log when I successfully match everything. So let's look for, I'll look for acorn because I think that only pops up once, which is element 0. And I'll remove that one. And I won't collapse my elements. Come on, acorn, where are you? Gonna find you. Gonna get you one way or another. Dang, we're Acorn, what are you doing? Okay, there's one. Oh, I'm a liar. Oh wait, is it still 5? Wait, I thought I changed that. Did I remove? I removed the wrong one. Dang it. 5 is sun. What does a sundew look like? Is that come on. I think I know what I'm looking for. That, is it that? Is that sundew?
Honestly, I just know their images.
Oh, wait, I was muted. Sorry. No, that's the pebble.
Okay, what does sundew? What does sundew look like?
I think it's the little water drops. I can't really see well on
okay.
your. Yeah, there it is. That's
That.
sundew.
Okay. Okay, let's find it. I'm gonna win. Okay, there's one. Dang, where are those familiars when I need them? Okay, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I saw game over screen, so I ran out, but I can keep going.
Cheater.
Yeah, I got game over screen. Okay, let me redo this. So sundew. Okay, I'm looking for sundew. Sundew. Oh man. Oh. Success screen. Hey. So I have the success screen and I have the game over screen because we already saw when I ran out of turns, I was getting game over screen a lot. Cool. So that is how I would do all that stuff. The next steps would be making those screens and then working with me to make your levels like into prefab so that when you load into the scene, the same scene loads, but then it just picks a different prefab to spawn in to make all your cards and all that stuff just work. Yeah?
Yes.
Did all of what I did make sense today, or was I being too crazy?
I think it makes sense when I can go back over it like later.
Sure. And while we're here, I'll take another 5 minutes and just fix the score label so that it is more along the lines of what we would expect. So I'll take my text turns, I'll duplicate it, I'll call it text score, and I'll make it, instead of being in the top left or top center, I'll make it in the top left. Boom. And I'll make it left aligned. Maybe I'll give ourselves, it probably wouldn't be, boom. And no, don't do best fit. And maybe give yourself some, honestly, now I'm thinking, oh, maybe we should do a horizontal layout group because it's like 3 items at the top. But for now, I'll just do it like this. Maybe like size 20, maybe like size 30. Oh, maybe 25. Hey, that's pretty good. And I'll make it score. Boom. So now you have your score there. And the placing canvas will have in its script also a reference to its public text score text. And we'll just have more methods. Public void update score text. And it'll just have a new int for the score because I assume it's an integer. And then score text equals score colon plus I dot toString 00. Unless you can get like more than 99 score, if it can be like up to 100 or more than that, then it would be toString 000. So you have 3 zeros leading. Anyway, so now we have that. Let's go to the scene controller, and the scene controller, when it updates the score, wherever that happens. Oh, I would expect it to be an integer. Where is it? Grid rows, offset, max turns, play panel, original card. Where's score? Oh, it gets defined. Oh, God. Tutorials. Jeez. Jeez. Where does score get used? It gets used here. And so now, instead of updating this text, I'd say play panel dot score, update score text is now equal to this. Boom. So now there's only one reference. This is called model view controller. There's a script that handles the game's like logic flows, and there's a script that handles the view, the UI. And they're different and they're separate. So if you need to edit one, it doesn't mess up the other. And so the representation of your UI can change however much you want, and it'll never have a risk of messing up your game flow. And the scene controller here is both the controller, like it messes with the flow of play. It defines how that should work. And it's the model. It has the master list of the score. And so now you'll notice that I tell the play panel to be set to this score, and the play panel has no integer that represents score. It doesn't know. All it does is it shows stuff. There'll never be a mismatch between what your actual score is and what the UI shows. The feedback is directly tied to the data model inside the scene controller. That's kind of an important concept that is a programmer thing, but makes your life easier as an artist, because now there'll never be a chance of like, oh, I forgot to update this value in this other area because I was updating it in the scene controller. I don't have to remember to update score in two places. I just have the one score and I report it out to anybody who cares. Anybody who cares, here's the score. And now it should just work. The only thing I would need to do is turn off the one, turn off score text, boop. And now score text should just work a mundo. Score text. The only catch now is I need to have a score. Oh, I think I saw, did I see one of those? No, I saw the, oh man. Oh man, am I gonna lose? Oh, I saw an acorn somewhere. Did I mention I'm terrible at memory games? Oh, there's the acorn. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell the canvas what its score text was. Yeah, boink. And now I can press play and it should work. You always say should so that you're allowed to be wrong. Oh, score one. Yeah. All makes sense. It's all coming together. All right, so are there any other, I don't think I saw that other scene before I transition to the next group. And then we can meet up this week and sort out your level problem. We're like, oh, I need different levels to have different things, and we don't want to make 40 different scenes to represent every level. What is real?
That's just Emily had two scenes, and I guess the first one didn't work out, so she created another scene that just said real. Like, that's the one that we were working with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's all good. Here we are. I'll investigate why that was not working when I went to like a different resolution. I would have expected that, but it's fine. I'll sort that out. Okay, cool. Any other questions before I transition to the next group?
I don't think so. Angel, do you have any questions?
Nope, all good.
Cool,
All right,
cool.
Yeah.
So let me zip this up before I forget.
All right, and I gotta go get ready because I have work in like almost an hour.
Yep, do your thing.
right. Bye, Justin. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Get rid of the logs, get rid of there, blink. I'm not going to bother and change the project version. If it gives you a warning about opening it in the wrong version, just say, okay, it's fine. I just opened it in my 2020.2.2 F1, so it changed it to that. I don't know if what version you guys were on. Well, actually, wait, I guess I can do this. I can re-extract this. Extract files to original. Go down here. Project settings. I can just copy this. 5F1. Dang. Copy that. I'm fast and loose with my stuff here. Okay, I replace it. So now it'll never know that I opened it in a different version. Yep, cool. How would you like me to get this file to you? Would you like me to send it as a link like what I've done before? Cool. Now I should have another zip. There it is. It was made at 11:12 a.m. That makes sense. I'm gonna pop over to WeTransfer. Drop it in here. Get a link. This is why I prefer GitHub. Me. Okay, so here's your link. And I'll put it inside of homework help at Cloverleaf. Here's the download to what we worked on in class. Turn limits and whatnot are in. Cool. All right, so let's pop over to Curing Rush. Angel, I think you should stick around. I think Curing Rush has some great art you might like and might give you some ideas. GitHub and Curing Rush. Oh, I'm there. Okay, cool. Fetch. Looks like I'm all caught up. Am I caught up? I don't feel like I should be. I thought I saw work being done last night. Push to GitHub. Maybe I'm crazy.
Last night, I know I wasn't in uni last night. I think it was like Sarah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so just that. I did work with Sarah and push stuff. Nothing else should be here.
I don't think so. Like I know, like what's that? I went to GitHub just to check some playtest, and I saved, and I got a little scared. So I went to GitHub. I was like, "Oh, you did anything level 2?" I was like, "No, I didn't." And I kind of pressed ignore, but then it's like, "Oh, you want to git ignore?" I was like, "No, I just want you to not not push it." But I didn't want to delete it because last time I tried doing that, I deleted my entire lab for that week and had to restart it. So I didn't want to touch anything.
Correct. Curing Rush. There it is. Good. Importing. Rice pudding time. My wife gets urges for like random foods, and then she has one bite and she goes, "I hate this," and now I have 20 rice puddings.
That's why you buy the big container where you can just give her one scoop.
But it's not like I like rice pudding.
Oh,
It's okay.
I like rice pudding. I can't have it by the bunch, but I do like it.
Okay. Yeah, so we worked together last night, Sarah and I, to get 3 more enemies in. So I'm approaching now.
I was playtesting it last night. It looked pretty good, but I almost got to the end and I died and I got sad.
What?
Like I was on call with Belinda at the time and I was like playing it and all of a sudden I went, "Stop it!" And Mom's like, "Lexi, stop that cursing." And I was like, I lost the game.
When I do this, I might need to have another person with me because for some reason my computer doesn't like playing the game. It won't let me
Yeah, like
play it.
crashes when she presses play. Kenny
Yeah, I
actually
think
had the
so.
same issue last week, and the solution was to uninstall and reinstall that version of Unity, or to install the next version up of Unity, and then have everybody transition to the next version up.
Okay, I do have 2020, so
Yeah, so you might want to uninstall that version and then reinstall the same one.
okay.
That'd be my next suggestion, because sometimes Unity, like something in the back just gets weird. There are easier things you can do, like first delete your library folder inside the project and see if that, and then open up the project again and see if it crashes still. We can step through some stuff today, or whenever during the week. Am I gonna win? Okay, oh, I can do it. Oh, I can do it. I could also cheat and just go above the screen.
It's true. I don't know why I just didn't do that.
Oh, oh no. Okay. Well, I trust that it works.
Yeah.
I should have been more careful. Yeah, so we have the this is like the level select screen. And we got some animations, it's looking good. Go to character select. Oh baby. Looking good. Oh, Angel says the animation of the little wings. And I can switch characters and boom, now it's a different character down there.
Like what's it? I know Belinda finished the idle animation frames for the Mandrake Fairy, so hopefully next week we can like try and do the thing we switch character skins.
Sure. One thing I noticed, there's no pause screen to like leave this. I can just die. And I don't actually tap to play again. When I tap to play again, it takes me back to here.
Oh.
Which maybe I programmed. Maybe I did that when I was like, oh, this is how I do a bunch of stuff. Totally, we can sort out how all this stuff works. You might just want to say tap to go back to player selection or tap here to replay the level.
Okay.
It's all good. Just some things I'm observing. And do I not have a way to go back to the previous start screen from here?
The start screen, you probably like go to the house and the back button.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, we might want a back screen there too. I don't know if they, I guess why would you want to go back to the screen? I don't know. Oh, I hear the songs.
Yeah. Like I think I have mostly everything for all the levels that we need. I think it doesn't need some more like sound effect stuff.
Mhm.
But I think we'll be okay. I think everything's like ready to put in once we have it there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like I know for like the first level was more like country stuff, and I really couldn't find any country little things that did make me cringe a bit. So I was like, okay, either it was not it didn't really fit the field level I wanted, or it was just like I'm not really like a country song person. The only person I like is Dolly Parton. That's it.
Maybe you need something like rustic, like big red pants band. What's the name of that band? They do all the music for this group, for this like old timey. Oh, they don't mention the music anymore. I'll look them up again. I forget the name of the band that does all the stuff for these guys. But they do lots of cute like rustic country sounding tunes.
Alrighty.
Oh, I bet it's in CDs. Oh, I saw the name. I saw red. Jim's red pants.
Oh my god.
Big red pants? I don't know. Check these guys out. They're cute. How do they not have any references to that? I guess we have to like Google their music. I don't know if you can hear it on my screen.
I can a little bit.
Yeah, no stick was fun. That was my wife's like soundtrack for like 2 years.
Aw.
Okay, so we got the character selects. I mean, I feel like the game's basically almost there. The only things we might need. I don't know if we need score. I don't know if score is relevant to your game.
Hey, what's going on with your mic?
Sounds like you're outside.
Is it weird? Is something weird?
It is extremely
It's so
corrupted
boosted. It's
sounding.
so boosted. I don't know what's happening.
It sounds like you're literally in Chicago in the wind.
It
Oh,
sounds like
weird.
you're like, yeah,
Hmm.
like kind of like when your mic picks up what your speakers are doing, so it reverbs and increases the volume, makes everything sound like.
Do you hear it when I do this?
No, it's better now. A little bit.
It just
Oh.
escalated where you were talking.
I wonder if it's like using the wrong mic. Speakers. Select the microphone. Oh, no, it looks like the right one.
What the
Not
fuck
using
is
my like
playing?
Oculus headset. Weird. Everything's okay now though?
Yeah, he's on normal now.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what questions do you specifically have for me? Because to me, it's like, it's pretty close. There's a few like things that have changed, but it's looking close.
Okay, I wasn't really sure about questions. That's why I was kind of like, oh, I'll probably go last. Because I don't think any of us really have any pressing questions right now. Like for me, it was just like a little polish thing.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm not really too sure until I like get the stuff ready for like the health system for like the week.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure about questions. I'm not too sure. Sarah, you have anything?
In this coming week, should we add the buttons for like the return to like the?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay then. I'll try to do that this coming weekend or this today at some point. Try to add the buttons in and try to code that.
Yeah, and even if you just add the buttons as the style, like just to show like what it'll look like, where they should be. I'm happy to sit down with you and show you how I'd make it work because we already have a bunch of systems in place that load between the scenes.
Okay.
So we can just tie into those pre-existing codes so you don't have to worry about it.
True. Okay. Those were my questions.
Cool. Lexi, the only thing I imagine for the health bar is like getting more of a feeling about, I would assume that you would go into the fairy script. Come on. And then like go into the player behavior, which is like both both Flappy Bird and the fairy were of the same type of player behavior. And maybe you'd have like an integer that represents health here. And whenever damage is taken, instead of just dying immediately, you would pick between die or like, is my health bar 0? If you'd like, you can start setting up the user interface stuff that you're interested in. Like you're doing like hearts or something. Is that true?
There's more gonna be like the potion bottles, so it's gonna be like full, half full,
Cool.
and then like cracked and empty, that kind of stuff.
So if you want to start preparing that stuff in the scene, then I'm happy to sit with you and show you how I'd make the health system work. Because I don't think it would take more than 15, 20 minutes. And I don't want you to like pop in and like spend 3 days going like, oh God, something's messed up. So, don't need to stress about that when I can just show you how I do it.
Yeah, like that's why I said like later in the week. So I figure like, okay, let me get the assets done and then I'll come to you. Because then like, we actually have stuff to work with, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like max health would be like, I don't know, 6. I think you said like 6 or 4 or something.
Okay, if there's okay, I'm trying to do like really basic math in my head. If there's 3 potion bottles and each gets like 3 hits, so I guess it will be 9.
Oh, 9 health? Okay.
Yeah, I
So
think it was 9
current
health.
hits, boom, 9. This one doesn't matter because on start, I say, okay, current health is equal to max health. And then whenever I take a hit, current health minus, I knock one off of my current health. If current health is greater than 0, that means I'm still alive, right? Else, I'm no longer alive. And I'm going to close this method here. So when I hit something, do it. And here I'll make a new method called void die. And it'll do all this old stuff, which represented dying.
Alrighty.
Interesting. We had fairy died and we had bird died. This fairy died, it just runs bird died. Okay, fair enough. I'll rename this to player died. It's fine. Just so that we're not like confusing terms with all this junk. Where's my player? Boom. Okay, so if my health is less than or equal to 0, which would be in this else, then die. Boom. But if I am not yet dead, then I would get the UI for the potion meter, tell it to update using current health, get the animator and tell it to play a hurt animation and be done.
Okay.
Maybe delay a couple seconds before the player can be hurt again. But I'm not super worried about that because yours is called on collision enter, not stay or exit. So you have to leave the element and then come back to it. I don't imagine it being too much of a problem.
Okay.
So this would be something like turn off collider, so that like you start passing through stuff, you have like an invincibility frame, and then like wait 1 second, turn on collider. And if that's something you want, I can show you how to do that. This would be inside of a coroutine somewhere else, but that's what I imagine would happen.
All right.
And now you have health. And we can say, let's just debug.log current health. Boom. And now whenever I get hit, I shouldn't die immediately. And this is what I was talking about with the player controller. Like, we can change it however we want and it won't affect anything else in the game. That's why I'm not super worried about following the mouse until later, because what do I care? Like, it can be changed at any time. So boom, 8. Okay, I just made the game harder. I didn't think about that. 7. Okay, 7. We're working on it. We're getting there. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And now if I get hit 2 more times, I should die.
He's gonna like infinitely spin.
1, 0, and now I'm dead. See, not bad at all.
Lord, is there any way we can fix that spinning though?
No, I like it. It's a feature.
Okay.
I think you just go to the rigid body and turn off freeze rotation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there it goes. 7.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Now these objects have. Okay, so we need to. There'll be some things
It's
to
all
fix.
bugged now, Justin.
Yeah, there'd be some things to fix because now the character doesn't immediately die and it keeps going and it doesn't get and it has zero give for the things that are hitting it. So we can change things. Don't worry about it. That's totally fine. That's actually why in the beginning I was like, oh, that's a little weird that they have it being like they add rigid body force to it in the beginning instead of just telling it to the move to the left. But it's all good. It's all good. That's going to be no problem at all. I assume that I could do something like take the object, take its rigid body, and then give it like a really heavy mass or something. I don't know. Is that the first one? Let's see what happens when I hit it with a really heavy mass. With that mass. See, it doesn't move anymore. So you can do something like that. There's 1,000 ways to solve these problems. Nothing to worry about. Nothing's broken.
All right, cool.
So I can even go like rigid body 2D. Find all my rigid bodies, boom. And make them all have super big 100. Boom. Baby's breath as well. 100. 100 mass, and then now nothing should move when I hit them. But I do still argue you're losing a good feature with the spinnies.
True. That was pretty fun.
Hard mode. Oof. 7. Okay. 6. 5. 4. 8.
My one concern is like I see it keep getting like pushed back, like as we get hit. So I'm worried at one point it's gonna like come off the screen. I'm sure it's like a pretty easy fix, but you know.
I'd probably like if I am too far back, then start accelerating in this direction until I reach some point. You could mess around with it.
Cool.
Or right when it takes force, we set its collider off for a moment so it can't be pushed. I don't know. We'll think on it. Cool. All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, sure.
Would I make the button into a prefab? That was another question.
It was a button here, right? So I would go into this canvas, and add the button.
Okay.
It's not a prefab. It looks like to begin with. Maybe I would make the whole play canvas a prefab, but yeah, you would go into canvas here, add a button, make it say back, put it in the top right corner or whatever, and be done with it.
Okay.
Cool. Let me push what I got. Close. Don't crash. Okay. And boom. Cool. Boom. Player health. And don't update the project version. Don't update the packages. That's fine. It's all fine. And push. All right. Does anyone else, even outside of the group, have any questions? Melissa, I see you're still here. Did you want to chat or everything good?
No, I just haven't left.
Yeah, just hanging out. Yeah, I mean that's good.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah, that's the idea is y'all get to hang out, watch me do little things in everybody's projects, and maybe it'll give you ideas in yours. That's all I have for today. I guess I should have opened with the homework in the lab because people leave over time. But the homework in the lab are typical, you know, like homework's exactly what it normally is, where you do 3 to 5 things on your bucket list, and you send it along. You give me the stand up. You let me know if there's any problems going on, and we resolve them. And then the lab this week is I made a little half-hour session that shows how to do a little dialogue box, so you can like have like chats or whatever with characters, and the and you're free to do an additional item for like an alternative, such as doing an additional item for your group project, or finding a tutorial that you think is interesting in doing it, or finding a tutorial for your group project and doing it. All that stuff works for me. The lab and the homework are both now defined, and I am free of any obligation.
Justin, quick question.
Yes.
But I haven't really been working in the Jumpy Cube lab. I've been doing mostly like alternative stuff and sessions with you.
You should
I can like still be able to do it, right?
Yeah, you just, so I put my dialogue box inside of a canvas for Jumpy Cube. You would just not put it in that canvas. You'd put it inside of something else.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I did like, I think the first lab for Jumpy Cube with you was like, I think we're just doing animation stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it should be okay.
Yeah, you don't have to work within Jumpy Cube. You can work within your own thing. I've just been all building into Jumpies.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, thank you so much.
Cool. Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. Get out of here. All right, guys, have a good day and have a good week. And of course, I'm always around if you have any difficulties.
All right.
And I'm always around if you want to schedule something. And remember, a lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I meet with you like later tonight?
Yeah, I can do now, or I can do later tonight. Do you have a preference?
Later tonight, cause I have to go hang with I'm gonna get coffee with some friends soon.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I miss friends.
Would it be okay if we meet tonight?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll both meet tonight. I'm free around 8-ish,
That's
so
fine.
I can have you both pop in, and whoever gets here first, I'll work with them for a couple minutes, and I'll work with them.
Okay, I'll work on the
Right.
button today and show what I done and what the errors I get and all that. When we meet.
I like how you assume that you'll get errors.
I know myself. Like I know I'm gonna press something and be like, oh, I don't know what I pressed.
Okay, it's all good. All right, so Emma and Sarah, I'll see y'all later tonight, and have a good day, everybody.
You
See ya.
too.
Yep.
Have a nice
Have a
weekend.
good one.
Bye.